कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 10 and Text 12. Vishvam Vai Brahma Tanmatram Vishvam Vai Brahma Tanmatram Samstitam Viṣṇu Mayaya Samstitam Viṣṇu Mayaya Ishvarena Parichinnam Ishvarena Parichinnam Kālena Avyaktamutina Kālena Avyaktamutina Vishvam Vai Brahma Tanmatram Samstitam Viṣṇu Mayaya Ishvarena Parichinnam Kālena Avyaktamutina. Ishvarena Parichinnam Kālena Avyaktamutina. Bhaktas, white Bhaktas. Vishvam Vai Brahma Tanmatram Samstitam Viṣṇu Mayaya Ishvarena Parichinnam Vishvam, the material phenomenon. Why? Certainly, Brahma, the Supreme, Tat Matram, the same as, Samsthitam, situated, Viṣṇu Mayaya, by the energy of Viṣṇu, Ishvarena, by the personality of Godhead, Parichinnam, separated, Kālena, by the eternal time, Avyakta, unmanifested, Mutina, by such a feature. Translation, purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swamy Prabhupada. Translation, this cosmic manifestation is separated from the Supreme Lord as material energy by means of kāla, which is the unmanifested impersonal feature of the Lord. It is situated as the objective manifestation of the Lord under the influence of the same material energy of Viṣṇu. Please repeat. This cosmic manifestation is separated from the Supreme Lord as material energy by means of kāla, which is the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Lord. It is situated as the objective manifestation of the Lord under the influence of the same material energy of Viṣṇu. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. As stated previously by Narada before Vyasadeva, idam hi vishvam bhagavan ivetaraha. This unmanifested world is the self-same personality of Godhead, but it appears to be something else, beyond or besides the Lord. It appears so because of its being separated from the Lord by means of kāla. It is something like the tape-recorded voice of a person who is now separated from that voice. As the tape recording is situated on the tape, so the whole cosmic manifestation is situated on the material energy and appears separate by means of kāla. The material manifestation is therefore the objective manifestation of the Supreme Lord and exhibits his impersonal feature so much adored by impersonalist philosophers. Dasanstha Bhaktivedanta Parpoto Madhyana Dasya Dhananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Viṣṇu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Swamy Namine Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Shesha Shunyavadi Pashyat Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Maitreya Rishi is explaining about this universe. Here he mentions Vishvam Vai Brahmatan Matram. This Vishwam, this universe is the self-same personality of Godhead. It is non-different from Viṣṇu. Samsthitam Viṣṇu Mayaya. Although it is non-different from him, it is not directly sitting on his personal shoulder or his personal body. It is samsthitam Viṣṇu Mayaya. It is situated in his Maya, called Viṣṇu Maya or the material energy. Ishvarena parichinnam, but it appears to be separated from Ishvara, Krishna, Viṣṇu, because of kālena, because of the time, which is avyaktamutyana. It is unmanifested, and that feature of the Lord makes it feel as if we are separated. This Vishwam is separated from the Supreme Lord, although this world is self-same personality of Godhead. So this is one of the important understandings of our parampara. Prabhupada quotes a previous conversation between Narada and Vyasadeva that happens in the first canto to prove that idam hi vishvam bhagavan ivetaraha. This universe is identical to Krishna, but it appears to be separate from him or different from him, but actually it is non-different from him. Then why are we feeling? Because of the kāla, time. So Prabhupada gives an interesting example. He says, what is this separated? That we have to understand. So here you can see Ishvarena parichinnam. Parichinnam means separated. The same word Krishna uses in Bhagavad Gita. He says bhinna prakrutirastada. Bhinna means separated. So he says bhumirapo nalo vayu khammano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakruti astada. These 8 prakrutis, 8 these material energies, they are bhinna, separated from me. Bhinna Prakriti Rashtada, 8 of them. So, what is this separation? Because we know everything is connected to Krishna. Everything is related to Krishna. Then what is this separation? So here it is mentioned, it's like a tape recorder. The Prabhupada in the early morning hours, it's about 1 o'clock or so, he used to dictate all his purports into one dictaphone, like a tape recorder. And then once the morning program is over, somebody would come to him and collect the dictaphone from him, and then he will play. So when he switches on the button, actually he is hearing Prabhupada's voice. And then so he hears each and every word, and then he types into whatever, those days computers are not, they may be typewriting machine. So he types all that into that, and then there is somebody to check also. He will also hear the record, and then he will check whether everything is properly done. So when they switch on the dictaphone again, so they are hearing Prabhupada's voice, but Prabhupada is not there. Transcendentally, there is no difference between Prabhupada's voice and Prabhupada, but for the sake of our understanding, that person is not there. Let us say somebody else, he dictates, and then you play, you hear. So that person is not there, although he is the person who is speaking. Everybody knows the same person is speaking, but he is not there, personally is not. Then what is there? It is actually his energy that is there. Like Prabhupada is saying here, the tape recorded voice of a person who is now separated from the voice. The person is separated. Prabhupada is not there, but his voice is there. So here, as the tape recording is situated on the tape, so whole cosmic manifestation is situated on the material energy. So if somebody speaks into the dictaphone, the voice is stored in the machine, dictaphone machine, on the tape. It is situated on the tape. Similarly, Krishna's this whole cosmic manifestation is situated on the material energy. And that energy is Krishna's own energy. He is the one who possesses all the energies. So Krishna has set the material energy into action, and that created this gigantic cosmic manifestation. But in this manifestation, if you want to see Krishna, he is not available. In Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna explains this, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagad avyaktamutina. Same word is used here. Kālena avyaktamutina. So, Lord is simultaneously present, and at the same time he is not present. So this has to be understood carefully, because these sentences we repeatedly see. When we say this entire cosmic manifestation is resting on Krishna, one should not visualize that, there is some picture like Atlas in the childhood you used to see. One stout man, he'll be carrying one planet on his shoulder, and he must be struggling or suffering. So when we hear that the entire cosmic manifestation is resting on Krishna, we should not visualize, Lord with peacock feather and flute, but on his shoulder there is a big burden is there and he is suffering. No, no. In fact, you don't see any picture like that. Krishna is simply dancing with gopas and gopis. He has no other business. Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate. He has no other business. Then who is doing all this business? So Krishna is saying, my energies. My energies are. For example, say Akshay Patra, the operations in charge is seated here. He is present here. But then such a big kitchen, 1.5 lakh meals, everything is going on. Now that operations in charge, is he there or is he here? There everybody remembers Prabhu will come and we have to be careful. They are all perceiving the presence, although he is not there. Every department knows. Skin niklega. if something goes wrong, everybody knows. Everybody feels the presence. And whatever policies or whatever that he has decided, only running everywhere. But he is not there. Personally, he is not there. He is happily doing his sadhana, chanting, all those things. Sitting here. If an ordinary man can do this, an ordinary person can do this, what about Krishna? He need not have to personally carry anything. He carries the shoes of Nanda Maharaj. That's all. He doesn't carry these big universes on his head. So that is his nature, Krishna's nature. So his material energy, that is the one which is creating. That's why scientists sometimes they think that this material energy or the Prakriti is all in all. See how many things it is creating. They are not able to see Krishna behind this energy or Krishna within this energy. Although Krishna is present everywhere. Now this is one more point we have to understand. It is Krishna's energy which is pervading everywhere. And Krishna also says, Avyakta Murtina. Avyakta Murti means energy, impersonal. So, see, our understanding of absolute truth is that it has both the personal and impersonal features. Both are there. These Mayavadis, they take only the impersonal part and they completely deny personal form of the Supreme Lord. Some people, there are some religions, I don't want to mention the name, they take the Almighty Lord, the Supreme Lord, but they deny His energies. They don't believe that God can have a wife. Energy cannot be there. Only He can have half a dozen wives. But God cannot have one wife also. This is their philosophy. He can have dozens. So they make the God as an important person. Cannot have any energies, cannot enjoy. What is this kind of a God? He will be simply sitting on a throne and then monitoring everybody. Any little mistake, immediately eternal hell, go, top. This is the kind of picture you will get. But that is not our philosophy. Our philosophy is Krishna with flute, with a peacock feather, with a beautiful form, surrounded by loving devotees and his pastimes. This is the picture of absolute truth. What Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta is, the most blissful picture of the Supreme Lord. Not a supreme dictator pushing everybody into either hell or heaven. This is like a binary, this way or that way. That's all. There is nothing in between. So, his energy is pervading, certainly. It's a big establishment, this universe is. Krishna has an establishment in the spiritual world, but that is resting on spiritual energy. Bhagavad Gita says, mas samstam adhigacchati, mas samstha, he says. There is an establishment Krishna has in the spiritual world also. That's why there is an establishment in this world. The concept of organization is nothing new. It's an eternal concept. It exists in the spiritual world, so here also it exists. That is establishment in the spiritual energy, and this is an establishment in a different energy called material energy, which is jada, which is inert. Material energy cannot act, cannot move, cannot do anything automatically. It has no such power. For example, this is material energy. So this table has not come here automatically. Say 8 o'clock, Kirtan is over, the table is moving and coming, and then what will happen? Everybody will run away. There is something problem. In the childhood, Prabhupada used to explain that when he heard that gramophone, those days a big machine, gramophone records. There is a gramophone and then there is a reading, and you will see a big speaker. That's a gramophone. This generation don't know. You don't know even tapes also. Recording tapes. Now it's all gadgets and all that. So Prabhupada used to think as a child, when the voice is coming from the speaker, he used to think, okay, maybe there is somebody inside. He is speaking through because he knows that there has to be a person for the voice to come out. He doesn't know that voice can be recorded and then it can be again. And then when he saw that the tram car is going, he thought, there is, of course, what is that? He thinks there is a ghost which is running on these things, trying to understand. So, it is a child also knows that this material energy cannot move without the touch of a person, a spirit soul, they cannot. A child can understand, not the scientist. Scientists cannot understand. They'll think it's all automatic. Suddenly there is a bang, suddenly there is a planet, suddenly there is everything in order. This is what the theory is. Big Bang theory, Darwin's theory. These are all coming from an atheistic perspective that matter can do everything on its own. Matter is supreme. But here, the Vedanta refutes that. It says, yes, there is material energy. It is avyakta mutina. It is impersonal, but it is energy of someone. And that is the Supreme Lord Krishna. He is in charge. Mayadhyakshena prakruti. He clearly says, I am in charge. So the issue with this impersonal form, that energy form, is that you cannot see Krishna face to face in this energy. Let us say in this universe, let us say you want to understand, okay, where is Krishna? There is, Krishna is not available. So for a non-believer, he cannot perceive Krishna. He can perceive his energy to a certain extent, but he doesn't know behind that energy there is Lord. But if a devotee develops in his devotional service, develops his love for Krishna, then even inside this energy, he can perceive his Lord. This is the same question Hiranyakashipu asks. You are saying your Lord is all-pervading? Because Bhagavad Gita also says, Vasudevam Sarvamiti. Everything is Krishna, Vasudeva only. Your Lord is all-pervading. Where is he? Prahlad knows that my Lord is available. He is present. A devotee sees the Lord even in the atom because he is there. Andantarastam paramanu chayantara. So, Krishna, his energy is everywhere, is pervading, but he is also present personally in the atom. He is present personally in the heart. He is present in this entire universe, super soul. So you can see so many ways, so many forms the Lord is actually present. But the people can't perceive, they can only perceive some energy. They think some energy is there, some power is there. That's all. But devotees, they can identify, yes, everything is, Krishna is present, and they try to develop the love so that they can perceive. So this is the, that's why the deity form is so scientific. Lord is everywhere present. So if somebody makes a form of the Lord and with the devotion, you deal with the form, you interact with the form, then the image can speak to you. The image can reciprocate because it is non-different from Krishna. So this also, many people, they can't understand what is the deity worship. Many religions, they say God is omnipresent, everywhere he is present. He is present here, he is present here, he is present here, he is present here, but not here. That is their philosophy. He is omnipresent everywhere except in the temple. This is their philosophy. Actually, so silly, so stupid that any intelligent man can question. Only unintelligent people will continue in such understanding. Otherwise, how is it that the Lord is here, but not here? There are so many conditions on God they will place. He can be present everywhere except in Hindu temple. This is their condition. He is omnipresent, yes, we agree, except here. They place conditions on Krishna. And some people say, Krishna cannot come here. Only you can perceive his energy, he cannot come here. All these incarnations, all these things are bogus. We don't believe. Krishna cannot come here. One more condition on Krishna. You can go anywhere, but Krishna cannot go anywhere. Krishna has to be there only. This is their philosophy. So there are so many contradictions we see, but whereas you can see the Bhagavatam philosophy is so complete. Lord is having energies. Those energies are extremely powerful to manifest these universes. In God's energy, all the planets can float, universes can come. This a devotee believes. Actually, Narada Muni, they said that he every day he goes and meets Lord Narayana. So one day he is going to the Lord to meet Narayana, then one Brahmana is taking 3 times bath, keeping himself very clean, and reading some shastras, reciting some mantras. He sees Narada Muni going towards Lord Narayana, so he asks, Narada Muni ji, so I have a question, can you ask the Lord? He said, okay, tell me. Then he says, please ask Narayana, when is my liberation? When I will get moksha? Narada Muni says, yes, I'll find it out for you. And then he moves some distance, and then he sees one cobbler sitting underneath a banyan tree. Like this, there is one banyan tree is there. And then he sees Narada Muni, immediately he pays his obeisances, very respectfully he asks Narada Muni, you are approaching Lord Narayana, please find out when is my liberation, when I can go back to him. Narada Muni says, yes, I'll come back to you on this. So he goes and meets Lord Narayana, and then he asked this question to the Lord. He says, both this Brahmana and the Kobla, they are wanting to know when is their liberation. Then Lord says, Brahmana, he has to wait for many more births, not sure when he will come back. But the Kobla, at the end of this life, he will come back to me, he will reach me back. When Narada Muni got surprised, he said, Brahmana is doing all the Shat Karmas nicely. Mantra Tantra Visharadaha, he knows all the mantras. In a very nice meter, they chant the mantras, up and down, all those things. And then he is not going to come. And whereas a cobbler who is actually stitching some, torn shoes and making some shoes, he is going to come back immediately after this birth. No, what is this mystery, my Lord? He asks. So Narayana says, okay, you do one thing. When you go back to them, they will ask you what Lord Narayana is doing in Vaikuntha. So you can tell them that I have taken one needle. That needle has a little hole, no? You tell Lord is pushing one big elephant through that needle to the other side. We try to push the thread, no? Like that Lord is now pushing one big elephant through that needle to the other side. Narada Muni says, okay. See, he goes to Brahman. So he asks, Narada Muni, please tell me what is the response of Lord Narayana? And have you met Narayana? I said, yes. So what is the Lord doing? Then he says, the Lord is taken one big elephant and is pushing the elephant through that little needle. He will not say little, he says needle of a and a hole of a needle. So then Brahman immediately says, how is it possible? The needle hole is so small and is pushing a big elephant through it. Do you have any sense? So he doesn't believe. And then the Narada Muni goes to the cobbler. And cobbler is very anxious. Yes, Narada Muni, what is my Lord doing? He says he has taken a big elephant, is pushing it through the hole of a needle. Cobbler says, oh, my Lord is so great. Possible, he says. And then Narada Muni says, now, do you believe? Cobbler says, yes. How do you believe this? Then he says, see, I am seated underneath a banyan tree. Every day, many fruits will fall onto the ground. And if I open one seed, one fruit, there is a seed inside. And if I take the seed and plant it, a big banyan tree comes. If my Lord can place one big banyan tree in a small seed, He's already placed a big banyan tree in a small seed, why can't He push one big elephant through the hole of a needle? This is his argument. So, devotee's faith is not blind. He also has a logic and argument, but he uses all that after believing. Non-believer, he also has an argument and reasoning, but he does so without belief or without faith. In an ascending process, he wants to understand by his personal experience. That's why they'll say, where is God? Show me, then only I will believe. They want to depend on the eyes, not on the ears, which is hearing a bona fide source. They place so much stress on one particular sense called eye, but they don't give any value to the what they can hear from a bona fide source. This is their irrational approach to acquiring knowledge. Why should we insist that the knowledge should come only by eyes? There are so many other senses. Even they also can give you knowledge. provided you know how to receive that knowledge from a bona fide source. So then Narada Muni understands, yes, now he can understand why cobbler is going to back to Vaikuntha immediately after the death, and then why Brahmana will take many more births. So similarly here, devotee, he understands that my Lord is floating all these planets in his energy. These big universes are coming from the energy of the Supreme Lord. A devotee feels, oh, my Lord is so great. His attraction, his love for Krishna grows as he hears this vibhuti or Aishwarya or opulences or energies of the Supreme Lord. His faith goes on increasing, his devotional service goes on increasing. But whereas non-believers, they do not understand. They say, no, this is all bluff. How can I believe all this? They don't want to. Or they believe selectively, whatever it makes sense to them, according to them, then that they'll believe. Otherwise they don't believe. Like that. They have their own, they pick and choose. Like Krishna is dancing with a few gopis. They'll say, yes, it is nice, we'll also do. But then when the same Krishna is lifting Govardhan, then they'll say, no, this is bluff. And this is how they pick and choose what they want to choose from Krishna's activities. But a devotee is not like that. He accepts everything in total. He knows for Krishna there is nothing impossible. So here also the same thing is mentioned. This universe is identical to Krishna. A devotee with full love, he will be able to perceive Krishna everywhere. But otherwise, because he is present as energy, ordinary eyes cannot see. It requires training, it requires treatment. When Arjuna asks Krishna, you are saying you are all-pervading, no, how can I perceive that? Then Krishna says, he gives a list. He says, okay, you perceive me like this. I am the taste in water. At least you start with that. Then Prabhasmi Shashishuryayo. Whenever you have the sun rays falling on you, you should think it is Prabhashmi. I am that Prabha. So, like that, slowly we will understand that yes, here is Krishna, here is Krishna, here is Krishna. But actually once a devotee becomes pure, very advanced, then for him, not only in water or Prabhashmi or whatever, this whole universe itself is a form of the Lord. There is nothing which is disconnected from him, so he perceives Krishna everywhere, not just in only these few manifestations. That also Krishna says, I have only given you udaharan. Some examples I gave. Otherwise, who can understand my opulences? Unlimited opulences. So it's not easy. So that's why devotees under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master, by hearing submissively, they can understand these statements and they can use their logic, their arguments to nicely absorb this knowledge. Then their faith will increase, then their devotional service will increase. Any questions? Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
హరే కృష్ణ గోల్డెన్ టెంపుల్ వారి మరో అపురూప కానుక హరే కృష్ణ వాణి ఆధ్యాత్మిక మాసపత్రిక. ఇప్పుడు మొబైల్ యాప్ ద్వారా కూడా సులభంగా పత్రికలు చదువుకునే సౌకర్యం, వార్షిక సభ్యత్వం, భగవద్గీత, భాగవత ప్రవచనాలు, స్ఫూర్తి సందేశాలు, ఇంకా మరెన్నో సదుపాయాలతో హరే కృష్ణ వాణి మొబైల్ యాప్ నేడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి. మరిన్ని వివరాల కోసం కాల్ చేయండి